The White Lotus, Series 3, Episode 4, titled Hide or Seek, and I'm surely am not going to mix up characters' names this week, because that's what happened last week, where I called the Chelsea character the Piper character. And I'm like, Chelsea's the one who has the big age gap, is dating the Dawkins character, Wick. Piper's like the daughter of the Witch family. I don't know why I mix those characters up. I really don't know. I don't know how I mix those two characters up. Anyway, but how is episode 4? I thought episode 4 was a good episode for setting up next week's episode, because sure, they're setting up some things, like they introduce the gun. They introduce possibilities. This is when, basically the show is basically telling us it's time to be Columbo, it's time to be Batman, it's time to be Sherlock Holmes, or, Stabler, or Benson, or Poirot, whoever, Ben Blunt, whoever your fictional, detective is, when we all start speculating on who could it be, who's the killer, who hold the gun, who's going to get shot, what's the motivation, we're going to do all that kind of stuff. This is when the show's basically saying, now you can start entering your theories, because we get introduced to the gun. We get a couple motivations, we see why Wick is so fascinated of going to Bangkok, and the reason he's so fascinated to go to Bangkok, spoiler alert, is because his father's killer is the owner of the Thailand White Lotus, but he's in Thailand, so basically Wick wants to affront the killer of his father. And you're thinking, okay, that's interesting, because you're curious how he's going to affront him. Does he affront him? Is it going to be a simple, telling him off? This is what you did? I want you to know what you did? Or is it going to be something more vile or something more violent? Is it going to be something along those lines? Now, it'll be interesting. Does Wick come back to the White Lotus? Does that happen? Maybe not. Well, we're not sure. To link back to the beginning. But the darkest theory is, if you really think about it, because in the episode 1 we heard multiple gunshots. Here's the possibility. What if, because clearly Tiffany has the gun. Tiffany found the security guard gun because of the events of the bank robbery. See, the bank robbery I thought was kind of useless. Now I'm like, okay, now it's more now I get it, right? So the bank robbery happened, and the security firm is like, look, we need more protection. We need to make people feel safe and secure that this isn't going to ever happen again. So the way we're going to do it is have, big detection, and that is guns. Here's a gun. I want you to go to a firing range at least once every couple of days to make sure you know how to use it. And Rick finds it. Tiffany. Tiffany grabs the gun. The dark thing is, because he's find out that he is so up shit's creek with the legal system, and he's going to be facing some jail time, at least a couple of months of some jail time. He's like, fuck you, this is not going to happen, we're poor, a house, I don't have a house anymore, my life is now ruined because of this one person's mistakes, and that is going to link all back to me. And the dark thing could be, does he kill his entire family? Is it the classic, have 1 week of freedom, 1 week of fun, 1 week of make everyone feel a sense of everything's fine until, how to stay in Thailand? Never leave Thailand. I mean, it's dark. It's a dark mindset, but that's a possibility. That is a theory. It could. I mean, look, we're talking about murder here, and I get White Lotus. The last time they killed someone, they kind of went a little bit comedic of someone jumping overboard, but I think this could go dark because remember we heard multiple gunshots, so it could honestly be something we might once again see multiple victims getting killed. So that could be really dark. Now we also get a little bit of Jacqueline going a little bit too Hollywoody if you think about it, where she's get invited to this, like, not invited but being told to go to this pool. Her and friends go to this pool that's on this other side of like the hotel, or it's on this other side of it, but it's surrounded by nothing but old people. It's just surrounded by elderly people, and Jacqueline's like, this is not fun. I want to feel young. I don't want to feel old. So she's like, let's go to a nightclub. And the guy that the hotel staff that they have a thing for, her and her friends have a thing for, it's tagging along with the nightclub. And I'm thinking, by next week, it's just like next week, there's gonna be some sex, there's gonna be some drugs, there's gonna be a lot of buffoonery happening by the end of this next week's episode. I mean, there's three guys. I mean, and this, that group, of Kate, Lori, and then Jacqueline. There's a possibility, but there's a possibility that there might be a sixth, might be a bit of orgy. There might be a jumping the trampoline, if you understand. Changing some trampolines, if you understand my gif. It could be. I mean, hide and seek. I feel like hide and seek it can be an adult game. It's like hide and seek. That's what the kids are calling it now, right? They're going permutation is hide and seek. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about Logan. Logan, I understand his motivations. I understand he's the shy. He's shy. He's not comfortable in his own skin, and his brother Saxon is like very out there. He's very like, come on, let's party, all that. So my guess, the reason is simple. You want to have fun. You don't know how to do it. So what you do is you tag along with the person who is more fun, and hopefully you get out of your shell, and hopefully you build yourself and all that. Or maybe it's a brief spot of time where it's like you are comfortable just for a night. You're in your shell. You're comfortable in your skin for at least for a night. But yeah. I mean, this episode does not, surprisingly enough, I don't think there's not a lot to talk about, even though I've been talking about this episode for like 9 minutes. It's basically, let's see how next week's go. Let's see how next week's episode goes. Anyway, comment below, let me know your thoughts of episode 4 of White Lotus, titled Hide and Seek.